All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another session. Hey, what's up, Josh? All right. So, tonight, a couple things. First, this is sort of like the last 24 hours to get into sourcing camp prior to sourcing camp starting. Now, I'm not gonna like officially close the doors because I know some people like to jump back in and they'll come in and watch the replays, or they'll come in like a day or two late, and that's fine because everything is recorded for you guys, so you don't have to attend live. But if you are wanting to get there live, to get all of like the live leads, all that stuff, this is your final warning, basically. You've got 24 hours to get your butt into sourcing camp, okay? So if you haven't yet signed up for that, I'll put the QR codes there and there. If you can't scan the codes, just let me know in chat and I'll send you the link, or just type link or something like that in chat, okay? Now, I want to help you guys pay for sourcing camp in a very like real, tangible way. So tonight, what I think I'm gonna do is I don't even have like a time limit set here. I'm just gonna try to find you guys as many leads as I possibly can. Just because, I mean, I've had like 4 different people message me in the past day. It's like, hey, I would really like to come, but like, I really just don't have the budget for that. Or like, I'm trying to spend all my money on products and this, that, and the other. And I totally get it. And if you're like just barely able to buy inventory, then yeah, don't spend any money on an education or anything like that. But I want to give you guys enough like purchasable leads right now where like you can go to the store and you can get these right now, or at least like do some very minor rabbit trailing. Like if I say, hey, here's the vanilla, and then you go and buy the chocolate version of it. I want to give you guys those tangible leads here tonight to hopefully pay for camp. So actually, you know, that'd be kind of fun to do like a running tally. Huh. That would be a lot. I don't know. We can try it. We can maybe kind of try to keep a running tally and keep going. But yeah, I mean, if this takes an hour, great. If we go 2 hours, 3 hours, like I'm here to help you guys. If you have questions about Amazon, questions about sourcing, questions about the upcoming camp that's coming up tomorrow, questions about anything that I'm doing, drop them into chat. I am going to stay online as long as there are people here hanging out with me that want more leads. Okay, so. Again, if you have any of those things, drop them into chat. I'll leave the QR codes over there and over there. But yeah, let's dive into it, okay? I think where I'm going to start this evening is going to be with some A-to-A flips, Amazon to Amazon flipping. Now, Amazon to Amazon flips. Hey, what's up, Christina? Oh, by the way, Christina, did you see you posted in like last year's March sourcing camp? So that's a different sourcing camp than this March sourcing camp, just in case you were confused and you're in the wrong place. So Amazon to Amazon flipping is where you buy something from Amazon and you flip it right back onto Amazon. Now, this can come in a couple of different ways. So sometimes, and this is especially true like when I was first starting on Amazon, people who were doing A-to-A flips were usually kind of like the gamblers, because it was people where like you'd look at like a toy around Christmas time. It's sort of like if you guys have seen The Office, you know, when Dwight, he buys like all of the Barbies for $50 and then he resells them to other people for like $200. Okay. So that's sort of what A-to-A flipping was when I first started on Amazon. It was those people who were buying stuff at full price with the hopes that it would go out of stock, or Amazon would stop selling it, or it was going to get discontinued or whatever, and then the price would skyrocket. But it was always kind of a gamble. What I prefer to do currently is I look in the opposite direction. So it's like the price is always, we'll use a Barbie example. The price is always $50. And for whatever reason, today there's just like a ludicrous sale, or someone is trying to get rid of excess inventory, or someone's misfired and it mispriced their stuff, whatever it is. And the price dropped to say like $20. Okay. So if I see historically, okay, this is always going for 50 and I can jump in today and buy a bunch of them for 20, well, then I'm fairly confident that it's going to flip back to that $50 price point and I can sell through my stuff. So it's a very easy place, even for beginners to start. it's some people are like, oh, well, I'm a beginner, so that seems complicated. Like I would actually argue that this is the easiest form of flipping on Amazon. It's easier than doing OA. It's easier than getting a bunch of big fancy tools. I'll be using a couple tools here while I'm finding you leads here, and I'm going to share my screen so you can watch me do it. So I'll be using some tools here, but there's really not a whole lot required to do this. Really, if you've got Keepa, then you have enough. Okay, Keepa is really the only tool that you're going to need to do any of this stuff. Okay. All right, I'm gonna share my screen here. If I can find that button. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Now, I am going to be adding all of these to this Google Sheet. So I've actually shared this a few times here. Oh, that's not how I want it to look. Let's, can I do that? Ah, much better. Okay, so I'm going to be putting them here onto this Google Sheet. Now, I've actually shared this sheet a few times. I came on a couple days ago and I sent some free leads then. I came on a couple days before that and I sent out a bunch of OA websites that people could use and just download. Basically, I took stuff from my own master list and I threw it in here and said, here you go have fun, okay? But yeah, I'll be using a variety of different tactics tonight. I'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. My goal is simply, let me just find you guys as many leads as I can. So here is, before I forget, here's the link to that. I'll put it in the comment section over there and the comment section over there. Found this on the Facebook. Great, sweet. All right. So this is where I'm going to be adding everything. We're going to start a new tab here. I am going to, because I said I wanted to start with some A-to-A flips. Now, there's so many different ways of doing A-to-A flips, and I've done a lot of videos on this. So if you want to sort of dive in a little bit further, oh, actually, you know what I should probably do? I should stop sharing for just a second so I can log in without showing everyone all my credentials, since we're doing a YouTube live here. And I'm going to take this QR code off. But yeah, if you guys need the link, we've got a day until we're going again. Okay, we've got a day until sourcing camp starts. So if you want to sign up, get in now. And we've been sharing a ton of leads and stuff in there as well for folks. But yeah. All right. 26, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to have to update this as well. Let me play a few of these, and then I will reshare my screen so you guys can follow along. Okay, got that all set. Okay, so I'm here in Flip Alert. This is a great A-to-A flipping website that kind of compiles stuff automatically for us. Now, I don't know, I must have clicked something wrong because this stopped yesterday when I stopped. Huh. I think I got to leave this for a little bit so it can pull in a couple. There, it's starting again. Okay. All right, so you see here, these three, so that you can see the timestamps here. This is from the 327, 327, 327. All three of these just pulled in just now. Okay, so let's look through a couple of these. This one, I don't love the sales velocity of this. Oh, let me move my face here so you can see a little easier. And if you have any questions while I'm going, just feel free to interrupt me and I'll try and stop. I don't love the sales velocity on this. There's like maybe 7-ish sales this year, which is some, but it's just not a whole lot. Seller count, that one, it kind of looked like the price normalized. This looks very interesting to me. Okay, so I'll show you the Keepa chart on this, and then if it's good, if we like it, then yeah, that's very. Is this a mispricing? This seems like a mistake. All right, so yeah, this is 95, 96. If you can sell this, if you can sell this Swanson. Now I see that Swanson is on it. With A to A flips, when I'm just getting like 1 or 2, I usually don't care as much. It looks like there's sometimes some other sellers on this. It is usually Swanson. Oh, look at that. Pattern products. So there is a third party that has been selling on this. All right, that makes me feel a little bit safer about it. All right, I'm going to put in that $31.99. And I see the 2-pack is going for $31.99. So this 4-pack going for $95. That's not unreasonable. Now, I'm gonna put this onto our sheet, but I'm gonna give a couple caveats. For the brand is on it. So is another third party, which adds some safety. But tread carefully. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to put in like a sale cost box because I don't want to tell you what you need to flip this for. I don't want to be like accused of price fixing or anything like that. But you can see the Keepa charts, what this has been selling for all of January. I'm almost wondering if they changed the package quantity because I don't really understand why else it would go from 31. And it looks like the other pricings, it's all similar. Like it looks like each bottle is about 15 to 20. Yeah, I mean, even we'll see the 1-pack here, what the price is on it. This is buy box has been suppressed, but yeah, even this has 3 sellers on it. And yeah, so the singular bottle is selling for 28. So if you like this, you could, in theory, buy the 4-pack for 32. And then what is 32 divided by 4? You could resell this on the single pack. Okay. Now, there's some risk involved here. You'd be potentially competing against the brand. I will usually avoid that, but not always. I do make exceptions to that rule, and I think that as Amazon sellers, you should. It's sort of like playing jazz. Like you need to know the rules. And you also need to know that sometimes it's okay to work outside of your own rules. So you might have a rule like, oh, I'll never go below 30% ROI. Well, that's a fine rule to have, but you got to know when to go beyond that. So that one was interesting. That looks like a pricing error. You might even be able to flip that on like eBay or locally even. Like if that's the price for a single bottle and you're getting 4 bottles for the price of 1, like that's pretty solid. Okay. All right, yeah, you can see here just how many of these are coming in, the timestamps on this. It's like about every 2 minutes or so, we get 3 or 4 more. All right, so let me switch this around. I'm gonna put a minimum seller count of 2. That's gonna get rid of most, but not all, of the private label listings here. Let's see, 40, and today it is 15. That looks interesting. Ungating does require for that one. Yeah, ungating is so, it got so ridiculous here in 2025, even more so than it used to be. And I can't really, like I can help people with ungating. I can share tips, advice for going about it, but every account is going to be different. So like, I might be able to sell that, and you might be gated to 100 units, and Josh Flips right above you might be like hard gate, like red restricted, where he can't even apply to it. And it's so random. It's so like account by count based. I'm happy to try to share some advice for that. Honestly, A to A ungating works. So here's a fun little tip. All right, let's use that Swanson one as our example. Okay, I am currently 4 for 5. I've done A to A ungating recently, and I am 4 for 5 with my attempts. So I'm not going to say that this works perfectly, but I also can't say that anything works 100% of the time with ungating right now on Amazon. I don't know what they're doing. Someone is tinkering with something that they shouldn't be, because there's a lot of like auto denials going through. Okay, but if you want that and you are restricted in it, I'm going to do a search for Swanson. So I'm just pulling up that brand. So in theory, everything from this brand should be restricted for you. And if you apply to any of the ASINs that's restricted, then you should be able to get it unrestricted. So this one, for example, the current price is $337 plus a little bit of shipping. Now, if you if you needed to get 100 units, this is probably going to be your cheapest way to do that. So 377 times 100 units, and then let's add in, I don't know, 20 bucks for shipping. Okay, so it'll probably cost you $397 to get ungated in that. Now, should you just go ahead and do that? No, that would be insane unless you've seen the same things multiple times. I usually tell people do like a 3-strike rule. So if you see Swanson and you're gated, it's like, ah, dang, I'm gated. And then if in a couple weeks you see it pop up on a lead list or you see someone else talk about it, you're like, ah, I'm gated. And then a couple weeks later you see it again, ah, I'm gated. That third time, then it's like, okay, listen, I just consistently see this brand. Let me do the work. Let me put in the effort to get ungated in something like this. Okay. All right, let's move along. This one. This seems kind of private label-y to me. Who is this? Q on. Yeah, okay, I'm going to avoid that one because the brand is on it and I know nothing about it. Like Swanson, it's a little bit different. We've got a little bit of history with them, but I don't know that one at all. Same with this. You know what I'm actually going to do, because I'm still seeing a lot of private label stuff. Private label sellers will often have like one FBA and then one FBM. So that'll be your 2 seller count. This should completely get rid of all private labels. Perfect. This looks interesting. Dormant, rare fit, the BMW model. So this is a car part. We flipped some car parts. It's not very often. If you are restricted in the auto category, like auto and cars, that's okay. A lot of people are initially, but it's very simple to get ungated. You just have to find something with 10 units to do it with. I remember back in the day, back when I was first, so this is like 8 years ago or whatever, I lose track of time. Whenever I was first starting, I made a website and made myself look like a car accessory shop, basically. And then I uploaded that and I was able to get ungated in auto and car parts. Yeah, so there we go. This usually sells for $30.22. We can get it for $12. Solid ROI, solid profit. Amazon is on the listing. I don't ever care about that. I compete against them all day, every day. There's plenty of other people on this listing. Now, some people are always like, I wonder, like, this says Amazon always has the buy box, so they're not sharing it at all, so you can't sell it. Well, that's not quite true. I want to point something out here. Amazon is currently selling this for $12. All of these other sellers, this person's selling it for $22, but then these people, like this guy's trying to sell it for $59, $56, $45. Are these people actually competing for the buy box? No, they're not. So like, yeah, Amazon sort of has 100% of the buy box, maybe, but do they actually have any competition? No, they don't. So if we jump on here and we actually compete against them, and they've only got 7 in stock at this price point. So I think a couple of you guys, if you are ungated in this, always do your own research. I'm going to write this over here. Do your own research. Always. And I'll spread this everywhere. Okay, just so everyone makes sure. Like, this is a live YouTube video. I'm doing what I can, but sometimes I miss a little detail. Sometimes I get something wrong. Always do your own research. Okay. Let me see. I tried automating in my sneaky method, but with any 100%, I've never gotten a freebie. They just turned me down for the easy ones with Swanson. Bummer. How do these products need to be shipped from Amazon for business account, or does that matter? Okay, great question. So when you're doing Amazon to Amazon flips, I'm going to open up a Google window here. Come on, open up Google for me. I want you to search business. I believe it's business.amazon. This should be it. Amazon business. Okay. And let's open this. So I'm not logged in. Let's open this incognito so it thinks I'm a brand new person. All right, so if you want to do Amazon to Amazon flips, the only rule that there is that you're not supposed to use Prime benefits for the purpose of resale. Okay, that's the one and only rule with A2A flips. So what do? There's lots of people who ask me like, oh, Nate, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do that? Instead of answering all of those, can I, just do this because it'll take you 3 minutes and then this is the right way, and don't bother with the what ifs. Because sure, maybe other things could work, but this takes 3 minutes, so just do it this way. Okay, so go here, create an account. Now it's going to ask you, for an email, all that stuff. It's going to try to get you to sign up for a Business Prime account. You don't want Business Prime, you just want the regular old free account. Okay, you do not want to connect Prime to this at all. If you accidentally connect Prime to it, restart, start again, start a new business, or say that you started a new business. The requirements for this are basically nothing, okay? So that's how you set up the account, and then you're not connected to, I believe this is, yeah, so I'm logged in with my business account right now, so this is not connected to Prime or anything like that. I still can get free shipping, I just have to order $35 worth of stuff. So like this one, I'd have to order a couple of them, but yeah, that one seems like a fine flip to me. Okay, yeah, great question. I'm glad you asked that. In case anyone here hadn't done A2A flips before. Let me see. For business, or does it? How do these products need to be? Well, I guess I don't really understand the how part of this question. Just use your business account and then you're good to go. So in the Husbands group, this brand was the discussion I had about 2 or 3 months ago. I had ordered like 100 different ASINs being gated from Amazon. They regated me and refused to accept my invoices. Pretty much made me nearly stop Amazon completely. Yeah, that sucks. Now, one thing I'll say, you said you ordered 100 different ASINs. I'm not going to say that that's impossible. I know that it sometimes works, but holy smokes, the rate at which I get invoices accepted when I have a bajillion different products on it is so low. Like so ungating right now here, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can see my face. Ungating, and it's always been this way, but even more so now, ungating is not a black and white thing. It's sort of a sliding scale, and it's at the whim of whoever is looking at your request. Sometimes that's AI. Sometimes that's like a poorly paid, poorly trained overseas teenager that has like a 3rd grade education level, okay? So yes, you can use multiple invoices, and yes, you can use multiple products, but if we're looking at ungating on a sliding scale, then your like rate of acceptance rate, you're going down on the scale. The more complicated you make it and the harder you make it for them and the more steps that you make them jump through in order to verify, oh yeah, I count 100 units. Like, assume that they can't do math. If I have something that asks me for 100 units, I just buy 100 units of just that ASIN. And then it says, there's this ASIN, here's the UPC, it connects to this listing that's gated, there's 100 units, boom. Like, it's so incredibly simple. It's one single sheet. I can highlight this, put a number, like highlight this, number 1, here's the number of units. Highlight this, number 2, here's the UPC. Highlight this, number 3, here's my address. When I have to add multiple documents together and when I have to start either doing the math for them or assuming that they are capable of doing math, that whole sliding scale, it bottoms out. So yes, it can work. If at all possible, try it with 100 plain units. If that is feasible, if it's not that much of a difference, then go that route, okay? But yeah. All right, I'll step off the soapbox and let's keep finding some money for you guys. Great questions so far, okay? Actually, let me pop over in Facebook. Okay, yeah, no questions over there yet. All righty. Let's go back here, find some more leads. Every time we come back here, there's going to be a bunch more. Melissa, next gen. Is this new? I don't recognize, I don't think I've ever sold this brand. It's sold by Melissa Official. So I'm going to skip that one. This one looks pretty interesting. So again, if you're just joining us, my goal here tonight is to find enough flips where you can afford, like if you just buy like one of all the different things that we find, that you'd be able to afford to come to sourcing camp with the profits that you made from tonight. That is my goal. Whether or not we hit that goal, I'm not sure. I'll be here for a while. Can't be here all night, but I can be here for a couple hours for sure. Terry Jacobs, okay. Multiple sellers, so that's a good sign. Pretty steady price that's been gradually climbing, and then for whatever reason, today it bottomed out at 15. So let's use this. I see 29, I see 31. Let's split the difference. Let's say 30 is the average. All right, so we're about there. It's not hazmat. It's small, it's light. I kind of like this. You could actually even do this one FBM because it's under a pound. So you're going to pay about $4. That puts us at exactly $5 profit. Yeah, I think, or if we even price this at 31, that would probably get, for the people who are real sticklers, like, oh, it's under 30% ROI. Well, price it at 31 then. All right. The difference is minuscule. I like that. I think that's decent. So let's add this to the list. Oops, there's something we got to check. Now they've got 19 in stock, but this is from a third party. And I always get asked, oh, can you sell from third parties? Well, I'll tell you that I do. I'm going to tell you that there's nothing written in Amazon that says that you can't. I'm going to tell you that I have received and successfully won 100% of my like inauthentic complaints or used sold as new complaint, like any complaint that I've gotten from an Amazon to Amazon flip, I have won. I've never lost a single case, including those from third-party sellers. Now, I don't recommend you do this with like Walmart or Sears or something like that, because that transitive property of trust, it doesn't extend to Walmart. Like Amazon doesn't trust a random Walmart seller, but Amazon does, in my opinion, they're going to trust something sold on their website, because if I get like an inauthentic, like, oh, someone's like, oh, this is a counterfeit and I was sold it, prove that it's not. And then I turn around and I show Amazon like, hey, I bought this from the Amazon website and I know that you guys wouldn't ever dare sell me a counterfeit. So I know that this is legitimate based on, I bought it from you. Because of that sort of transitive property, we've never had any issues dealing with things from third-party sellers. Now, is it inherently slightly more risky? Sure. But I do it. Basically, every other large-scale A-to-A seller that I know does it. People who kind of dabble, they'll have different opinions on this, and that's fine. I'm not going to say, like, you have to do this. But yeah, as long as the third-party seller is, like, a real person, and they have moderately fine ratings, and it's not like based in Eastern European countries or in China or something like that, then I'm usually good with it. This is my favorite fruit, loquats, that not very many people have heard of. He lives on Loquat Street. But yeah, this looks like a legitimate seller. Looks like they maybe just priced this wrong. I'm not really sure why they're... Cosmetics for the Tropics by Terry Jacobs. Wait, is that Terry Jacobs? Wait. What? Wait, what? Cosmetics for the Tropics by Terry Jacobs. That's the same thing, but there's a bunch of other sellers on this. Oh, it's just him posting it multiple times. Oh, man. Nah, they did it again. They got me good. I'm going to delete that one. That was sneaky because it wasn't the exact brand name, so it didn't pop out at first to me. Let's keep moving here. Rockport. Rockports are solid. Hey, what's up, Randy? Randy, do you have any any like excess leads that you didn't buy from today or anything anything that you passed on. I'm trying to make people enough money tonight that they could afford to come to sourcing camp. Like if they don't have enough money to pay for a ticket, I'm trying to see if I can find enough leads on a live video that it would cover the cost. All right, that one is solid. I've sold plenty of Rockports before. Yeah, this one's good. So I'm going to share this one now. Here's where things can get interesting. This is just the 9.5 wide black leather. Let's check, are there any other variations, whether it's colors, whether it's sizes, that are also looking like this. Oh, look at that. So I see black leather, dark brown, dark brown. All of these are 65, 65, 65, and all of them historically are 100, 130, somewhere in there. 130s, 130s, 130s. Wow. Yeah. So it appears to me every single black leather and every single dark brown leather is priced that way. I like the black ones a little bit more. Let me check the only 10 rating, so it's hard to get a good estimate as far as velocity of different sizes. But I mean, these definitely, like this dark brown one, that's got a rating, so we know that that one sells. And we see the history, 130, between about 107 and 130. What would happen if we had to do 107? We're still a little, we don't like that, but our sort of worst case lowest price, it's still profitable. So this is a good downside with a solid upside here. So all right, let's just say I see here. Let me sort it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, there's 20 of these. Let's say that you bought 5 different sizes. Okay. Oh yeah, and I should just, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna move that over there. I'll put a little column for notes here. Let me put the profit in here. What are we profiting? $33 on each of them, roughly. But it's going to be 33 times, if you get a couple different variations of this, 33 times 5. All right, so that's just so everyone saw where the math is coming from. That's where the math is coming from. I want to do like a total estimated profit from tonight. Here, I'll move this over there. And then equals sum of this column right here. Okay. What was this first one, by the way? Was this like $5 or something? Hey Nate, I was in the Q4 sourcing camp. Will the material be similar or repeat counselors sharing new info? Both of your options are, or will repeat counselors share new? A little bit of A, a little bit of B. So there's always going to be some similarities, especially when I have to like catch up beginners. So, I mean, you can even look at the schedule, see what people are going to be talking about. But there's always going to be some crossover. So like when I'm doing like the beginner catch up, when I'm just explaining like the basics of Keepa, yeah, that's going to be pretty much the same as the Q4 sourcing camp. Or if I start explaining like how to use Keepa Product Finder to find stuff, yeah, that's going to be similar. I would say from the other counselors, usually it's about 60 to 70% new. A couple people will be doing similar things, but even when they do something similar, I mean, I've gone to every single sourcing camp myself, and like I've listened to Randy, for example. Randy has been, I think, to every sourcing camp as well, or maybe he might have missed one, but I think he's been to every single one. And he's done similar things in a lot of them. I'm telling you, I learn something new every single time that I hear him explain the same thing, because it's not like a pre-recorded video and I just share the video. Like every time someone walks you through their process, there's going to be other little golden nuggets that you pick up. So many of the breakout sessions are going to be new. There will be a few that are the same, but even the ones that are the same, like there's always new little nuggets that you can pick up from it. Maybe you just didn't hear it the first time. Maybe you're hearing the same thing in a new way, or maybe there's just this other little like, oh yeah, I love using XYZ tool to do this other thing in my business. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's huge. So yeah, I love those kinds of things. And since you were at the other sourcing camp, you can get the ticket for half off. Also, if anyone here in chat has been to multiple sourcing camps, maybe you can share with Eric your thoughts and experiences coming to multiple camps. But usually about 70 to 80% of the campers that come to camp have been to previous camps. And usually at least 50% have been to 3 or more camps. So it means like they came to a first camp and then they were like, all right, well, I think there might be enough new stuff for me to come to a second one. And then I proved them right, so much so that they're like, okay, I'm going to sign up for a third camp. And now they're coming here to a fourth camp because every single time they're just picking up so much new stuff. Plus you get all the leads. I mean, the leads alone, like we've made people a lot of money. If you got here, the people who came early, like the early birds who signed up earlier this week, they've easily gotten enough leads to pay for camp. There's been, I mean, just like hundreds of leads that were posted between myself and this guy named Tony. There's a ton of stuff. Let me see, Randy over on Facebook. I'll go here. I need to see. There, maybe I can. There we go. Okay. Randy over on Facebook, did they have you enter the Amazon order number? We've had 0 issues ungating with A2A invoices. And yeah, like, so that's another thing. The people who are like, oh, well, Amazon doesn't want A2A invoices for ungating. Well, that's just simply not true. Now, I agree that it's stupid. I'm not going to argue that point. I think that it's really dumb that A2A ungating works. I don't think that it should work. But it does. So much so that they added a page where you don't even have to like upload a picture of your invoice. They literally just tell you like, oh, what's your Amazon order number? Boom, there you go. So yeah. So like, yes, they are aware that it happens and they've streamlined the process for us to make it even easier. So yeah. Let me see. Randy on Facebook, and I can't show these because I can't. Facebook has all sorts of rules about third-party programs, so I can't unfortunately show these on screen. But if you're reading the Facebook comments, Randy said, I spent 3 hours on the phone with Walmart leadership today. Yeah, there's a ton of Walmart stuff happening, and we have a ton of content. That's actually going to be a big thing this time around in Sourcing Camp, is really talking about kind of hedging your bets and adding some safety by scaling horizontally. Instead of just taking your Amazon larger, instead of trying to get like more orange bars to add to your Amazon account, there's a lot of sessions talking about what are some other things that you can stack on top of this so you're a little bit more diversified and there's a little bit less risk. Because I think Amazon is fine. I don't think that the sky is falling, but I will say that it is harder this year. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat that or beat around the bush. I do agree that it's harder. And I do agree that Amazon's been making some horrible choices this year. I don't know why. But with all of that, I think it's important to hedge your bets, to look into things like selling on Walmart. So there's a lot of people. I think last time we had like maybe one session about Walmart. This time around, there's a number of sessions about how to source stuff for Walmart or how to like dual source. If you're already doing some OA or some A to A, let's do some A to A to W, or A to A plus A to W, okay? So like if you're sourcing on one place, it's not all that hard to simultaneously check this product. Like, okay, I know that this is on clearance. I know this is on sale, whatever. I found it here on Amazon. Let's just check Walmart. Is it good over there too? And if it is, boom, you can sell it on both platforms and you've now diversified that risk. So if, say, Swanson, if it's like hard gated for you over here, well, you can probably sell that on Walmart just fine. Okay. So yeah. And yeah, there's a ton of stuff. There's a Walmart conference happening right now. So there's a bunch of new updates coming in. I'll put together all my slides from every sourcing camp with my tricks, plus some new ones. That's what Randy said. So Eric, specifically, like, are there going to be repeat stuff? Like Randy says similar things every time, but he's going to upload all that here and then add in a bunch of new stuff. Randy, if something that no one else is covering yet, that I haven't seen any of the other counselors talk about, it's that competitive pricing threshold thing where Amazon's now sending us like, oh, here's where here's where the buy box is, and here's where we will just suppress this listing entirely. It'd be interesting to kind of see some of your numbers with that. Maybe if you have any processes that you're currently doing, like some SOPs for your current business. I think that'd be a fun little bonus session or something to check out. But if not, that's fine. We'll figure something out. But I know you're the big numbers guy. All right, let's dive back in. And that's what I spent 3 hours with today. Yeah. All right, let's dive back in and see if we can find any more money. Okay, so that first one was 38 bucks. Second one was 100, and this is just if you got 5 of, and there's a ton of variations on that. If you get 5 of those, so we're doing pretty good so far. Let's see what else. 10 sellers on this. Whoa, okay, let's definitely check that one out. Outdoor equipped. So we just want to check, is this a legitimate person? Am I actually going to get this, or am I getting scammed? Tons of ratings. That's a massive shop. Yeah, I feel good about that. From Raleigh, good. Military area. Yeah, I feel confident that I will be getting that. Now, especially with like third parties, you do always want to double check. There's only one in stock here, so one lucky winner. If this checks out for us, one of you who is ungated is going to get to flip this. Historically, about 98 and some change. We'll just put 98. Yep, it's good. I like it there. Plenty of sellers, no red flags down there. Plenty of sales, no red flags up there. And when it's an Amazon to Amazon flip, one of the reasons why I say sometimes this is a little bit easier is that you're getting like, with online arbitrage, you have to match up the product, and sometimes you get kind of the wrong thing. But this is like on Amazon already. I'm buying it on the same listing that I will be listing it on. So if you get the wrong product, you can just return it. Be like, listen, you sent me the wrong thing. I see that this color has a ton of reviews, so I'm good there. Yeah, this is the large stars, 9 reviews. Yeah, we're good there. So all in all, I like this. I'm gonna add this to our sheet here. How much profit was this? About 15 bucks. Let's put that in. $15 there. So far, so good. Let's move it right along. Crocs. Is anyone here ungated in Crocs? Because that looks like a deal. Crocs is one. If you're getting ungated, I think Crocs sells these little tiny pins that go into their shoes that are like $1 or $2, and you can pick up like 100 of those for some easy Crocs ungating, as long as you're not red restricted in it. There's a lot. Crocs is a very common brand for A to A flips. So if you like doing A to A flips, this is one to consider putting a little bit of time and effort into. Why is this? Oh, I see what's happening here. Orva, yeah, a ton of reviews here. They're selling it for $19.95. Very interesting. Okay. And you notice that doesn't even have the buy box where I'm at. Like the buy box doesn't mean everything. You can get sales without having the buy box, folks. And sometimes being the cheapest also doesn't give you the buy box. There's so much that goes into it. I think people spend too much time stressing out about it. But anyways, $19.95 is our buy cost. 48, boom, Good. I like it. And we're making $12 profit on this one. So I'm going to put that in here. There's $12 of profit. All right, let's keep on moving. See what else we can find. Rocketbook productivity planner. This looks decent. Received a letter from Crocs lately. Did you put it right in the trash can where it belongs? 600 sold. So this is flying off the shelf. Very interesting. $13.36. Usually it goes for about 29. That is pretty freaking solid. Yeah, and I'm pretty confident, unless this is Rocketbook Fusion to-do list. It's not like, it's not dated for. What is this product? Rewrite notes again and again. It's not electric. Is it like, it's wet erase? What? Includes reusable pages, friction pen. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. That's a cool product. That's, huh. I'm kind of tempted to buy one of those for myself. I'm a big notebook guy. That's actually kind of an interesting, huh. Yeah. Anyways, I do like that. So you can get one of those. Heck, they've got 11 in stock. I might buy a couple of them. But just for the sake of honest calculations, let's just say you get one of them. All right. I think it was 11. Whoops, not that one. So, oh, $6. Sorry. I want to keep myself honest here. I don't want to cheat. All right. Yeah, that's interesting. I might get one of those for myself later. All right, let's move it along. Xbox One Nightmare Edition. Not a lot. There's some sales. Is this a big profit? 15. I don't know. I think I might pass on that one. Some fishing line. It looks like the price has just normalized. You can see there where like the price used to be 10, 15 bucks, and then it jumped up 20, and now it's just back down to where it used to be. So I don't think that that's really a deal. This one kind of bounces between the two. It's usually up high though. Yeah, I see the same thing right now. So I am seeing this as the buy box offer, but somebody else is selling it for 83. I don't know if you guys can see that tiny little number down there, but this person is selling it for deal rise. This person's selling it for $83. I don't exactly know why, and they only have the one in stock. They do have plenty of reviews with a good positive rating though, so I'm good with that. I feel confident that I'm actually going to get my shoe. Yeah, interesting. Let's see, brown and green. Does this variation sell? That looks a little funky to me. I guess, I mean, I'm not really into this kind of shoe. I don't know if that's an unusual style for this. That seems like an unusual style to me. So I just want to confirm that the brown and greens get some reviews. And they do. Oh, yeah. Actually, quite a few. 10% of the reviews went to this 11.5 one. What size are we looking at? 11? That one? Interesting. Oh, and it looks like the 11 also has the... Interesting. All right. Let's run our numbers now. Yeah, this looks like it's got some potential if you're ungated in it. All right. Our buy cost was $83.98. Selling it for $209. Tons of profit there. Holy smokes. All right, $80 of profit. Sweet. All right, let's keep it moving. See if we can find a couple more A to A flips for you guys. Ryobi, woo, that looks interesting. you can often, so like A to A ungating works for a lot of things. Sometimes they require more units for A to A ungates. What I've, again, had 100% success rate with myself, as well as like the people I've talked to, is actually, oh, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. No feedback, brand new storefront. It's in California, but it's still like everything here is brand new. I do not trust that this product is legitimate, that it's real, that it's not used, whatever. So I'm going to be passing on that one. There's that Rockport that we saw earlier. Dunham. Ooh, this looks good. 68. I'll find a couple more Amazon to Amazon flips, and then maybe I'll switch gears and find some other leads for you guys. Or maybe we can take a vote. If you want more A to A flips, just type like A to A in chat. Or if you want me to switch gears to some other kind of OA or something, then type that. All right, historically about 130. Pretty solid. Actually, well, maybe I'll do 120. We're okay. We're still all right there. Not bad there. Not bad there. There's a little spike in the seller count, which I don't love. Maybe one of the other sizes would be a little bit better. Let's check the other variations of this. All right, so it looks like all those are going for 69, and yeah, they're all historically way up there. Okay. What am I on right now? 10. Let's try this one. Yeah, that is very steady. That's 140. Consistently 140. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Now, there's another one. I think there's probably a couple in here that are going to be profitable. So let's do this $37 of profit. We're going to do 37. And let's say you get, I don't know, 4 different sizes of that one. Just one of 4 different sizes. I think it's very reasonable. I don't feel like I'm being disingenuous or anything like that. If you can sell one of those, you can sell a couple of them, okay? We are basically at the cost of sourcing camp. Brian said, OA, please. All right. So we've found pretty much enough. Actually, I kind of want to do one more. I want to get it all the way to 500. And then I'll switch things up. No, pass on that. Oh, that's another one of those Daytona helmets. A bunch of these Daytona helmets in here. Sperry, don't love that. Don't love that. Keen's. This looks interesting. Let me check this one. What filters are you set up for Flip Alert? I keep things pretty simple. Here, I'll show you. I've got a couple tasks open, and most of these are pretty similar. So like I'll have one that's just sourcing for no clothing products, for example. So minimum profit 3, minimum ROI 30. Amazon, FBA, FBM are all fine. Categories, I just excluded the clothing one. BSR drops 5, max BSR 350, minimum reviews 5. And if you want to put a minimum seller count, you can. But because I'm running so many of these simultaneously, like the filters I hardly have any filters. I think it's pretty much the only consistent thing is that Amazon is a seller. Some of them I will include FBA sellers, and some of them I will also include FBM sellers. Most of them, yeah, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Minimum ROIs, those are all the same. Minimum drops. Some of them I had a minimum drops, but not all of them. And then one of them I put in some keywords. Okay, but you can leave this pretty wide open and just kind of go with whatever you want. There's no like one size fits all. There's no best way to do that. All right, let's see if we can make another couple bucks from this. 94 to 80. Let's, on the low end, 80. I don't love that. 94. Our upside is just not quite high enough to make up for the downside. So we're going to pass on that. Randy said, purchase this. Can you, I don't see if you posted a link. It did not show up, Randy. So you might have to like just pay. There's the ASIN. Let's pull this ASIN. Actually, no, I'm gonna save this. This will be our good transition into doing some OA. Let me do one more A to A, and then we'll get to Randy's Bolo. Okay. Oops, seller count. Let's flip that up to 3, just because I'm trying to go through this quickly. New Balance. No, we just found the Dunhams. Sam Eidelman. This could be okay. That looks very interesting. 100 feet for 20 bucks when the 6 feet is $24. And it's sold by Amazon. Ooh, this one's looking pretty good to me. Yeah, this is looking great. Okay, so usually it's about 58, 59. Now, I see something else here that I want to make sure that you guys input. So we are going to buy this for $19.49. We are going to sell this for about 58. Okay. $13 profit, 70% ROI. So boom, that's a great winner. But we're not going to stop there. I'm going to do 2 other things. First, I want to see, do any of these other sizes look like they're also on sale? No, they don't. It looks like it's just this 100 feet. So there's no variations worth looking at. But looking at this Keepa chart, do you guys see anything specific about this that kind of pops out to you? What's happening to the price here? So I said usually the price is 59. Yes, that is true. You can get sales at that 59 price point. But about once, twice, 2, 3 times a month, what do you see happening? I see Amazon coming in and selling this for about 20 bucks over and over and over, but it's not, they come in for 20 bucks and then instantly sell out, probably from some A to A flippers. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to track this product, and I want to get an email if Amazon is ever in stock and they're below, let's call it like 26 bucks or less. Make sure you have or less. I want to get notified. A to A, and you could even write like tags. I don't know, however you want to do this, however it makes sense to you, like 58 bucks. Okay, once you have all of that set in, track this for a couple years, let's say 3 years, start tracking, boom, done. All right, you've already done the work, you've already found this. Now let's get an email every time that goes on sale again, and then we'll be able to buy that out. Okay, that one, did we add that in yet? We make $13 profit. Okay, this is that we're basically there. Let me transition to Randy's ASIN. Oh, he's shared 2 ASINs. Oh, he said purchase this and then sell this. I like it. Okay, so we're gonna take, Randy's over on Facebook, which is, if you're on YouTube and you don't see his comment, that's why. So Randy said purchase this 72 12 count pack of 6 for $30. And then he said sell on this. So I'm gonna pull up a different tab here. Put that ace in here. All right, so I see 12 count pack of 1 for about 14 bucks, or a 2-pack that's currently unavailable. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. From RTB Mart. So I just want to double check real fast. Are they real? Yeah, they look real to me. Now with food, you do want to like leave yourself a little note. Oh, and this was consistently an Amazon sale. It's like always that price. What? Randy, I wanted you to share like something little. I didn't want you to go out and share like a massive replen of yours. That's huge. If this works out. Okay. Our buy cost on this is 30 divided by 6. All right, so every single one of these, you're making about $1 profit, 23% ROI. But now here's the crazy, like some people are like, oh, like I would never do that, which I agree most of the time. And these numbers could be slightly different, especially if you're doing like FBM or something like that. Your shipping costs will vary slightly. Okay, so this could be a little bit higher or a little bit lower, but here's the important part. Remember, I said a little bit ago about how like selling on Amazon, it's kind of like jazz. You need to have some rules in mind. You need to know what those rules are, but you also need to know when are some situations where you might consider breaking that. For me, this is a situation where I usually don't try to sell things that are below like $2 or $3 profit, and I usually don't sell things below 30% ROI. However, I want to point something out. You can buy this at this price all the time. It is always this price. This is a replenishable product with a ton of stock. I mean, Amazon comes on here and everything. It even goes lower than that. I see it's at $27.90 oftentimes. So if you can get this for, here, let me do $27.90 divided by 6. Yeah, there we go. Now we're above that 32% ROI. All right. If you can get this all day, every day for this price, and then sell it all day, every day, and you can see here the price history on this, pretty steady, okay? All day, every day for this price. Actually, it even goes higher. It goes up to 15, okay? This is a replen, and when I'm dealing with replens, I will break my rules because I don't ever have to think about this again. This is selling pretty consistently, not like a ludicrous amount, but I think 40, 50 times a month. It's probably right at that cusp of like the monthly sold. It's probably just under it. So it's probably like 48, 49, something like that sold per month. But it's selling pretty consistently. There's very little competition, and you can replenish it anytime that you want. So you could do a little test buy, get maybe 5 or 6 of them, send those in, come back later, send a couple more in, come back later, send a couple more in. So yeah, I'm going to, I'll add that in for the people who didn't watch the video. They'll be real confused because they're going to see that and be like, $1, what is Nate doing? Okay. But for those of you guys here on the video, that's sort of why I'm okay breaking that rule. And I think, oh, Randy's going to explain this a little bit further. It's $26.41 with a business account, $22.45 if you subscribe. Ah, see, what's interesting, that probably depends on your region because I am logged into my business account, I think. Delivered the last thing I bought here, I sent to you, Randy. I'm logged into my business account and I don't see the business pricing. But Randy says if you're logged into a business account that he can get this for even lower. So he can get this for, he said $26.41. And then if he combines that with a subscribe and save, he actually gets it for $22.45. Now, okay, now we're cooking. Oh, the prices I see right now on my business non-prime account. And I'm buying directly from Amazon. Oh, maybe that's why I'm not seeing. Maybe if I selected Amazon. Amazon? Hello? Why wouldn't you let me click on you? Strange. I see them right there, but I can't click on it. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe I'm logged into my wrong account. I'm not exactly sure. I know what you're saying because I usually see the business prices, but maybe did I log out? I might have messed something up because tools, that bothers me so much. When a tool makes you log into your Amazon API, it messes A to A flipping up so much because it like logs you out of your customer account. that probably is what happened here. Anyways, let me run these numbers one more time with Randy so we see that. Okay, so he said 22.45. Divided by 6. There we go. So we're making $2.50, 65% ROI on every single one of these. Yeah, that is, and now I'm not even like bending my rules. That's just phenomenal. And you could even look at this 2-pack, maybe sell on that, sell that one for like 22 or something like that, and make even more. But yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna change that to 250. All right, sweet. You're on the wrong listing. Go back to the 6-pack. Oh, for buying it from Amazon. I get what you're saying. Oh yeah, there it is, 27. And then delivery fees. Okay, yeah, I must be, I don't know. I'm not gonna troubleshoot that right now, but I trust you that if you're logged into the correct business account, that you're getting the subscribe and save that. Shows multiple months selling 50 on the single listing. Okay, yeah, good stuff. I like that a lot. All right, let me exit out of this. And request we go to some online arbitrage, okay? Let me think here. How do I want to run this? All right, I'm gonna share a deal with you guys. I sent this out to the sourcing camp group. I think on the very first day of the sale. So they've all gotten a head start. I gave them a big old head start. I told them, hey, go do this. Don't wait until the end because you're coming to sourcing camp. So you're not going to have time to do this Friday or Saturday because you're going to be with me. Go and do it now. So members of sourcing camp already got first dibs on this, and they will have cleared out all of the stores in their areas. The general public, if you were unaware of this sale, this is the single largest sale. This will easily, single-handedly pay for sourcing camp. I'm going to pinch every penny. Yeah. This will easily pay for the entire sourcing camp. How are we going to do this? Just with Kohl's? I'm going to show you how we're going to do it with Kohl's. And I'm not even going to give you a specific lead, okay? Kohl's right now until the 30th. So let's just say today is over. You have tomorrow and you have Saturday, 28, 29, and Sunday. You have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to go to your local Kohl's in-store. You can go online, but I wouldn't bother doing that. All the good stuff is bought by this point because we're near the end of the sale now. Go in-store to your local Kohl's. There's going to be a sign above all of their clearance stuff that says clearance, extra 50% off. Now, what's crazy about this, and I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to log into the school group just so I can show you some Kohl's stuff real fast. Some of you guys are going to get a little sneak peek behind the curtain of what school is. Oh, look, we're live right now. Going to go to extra resources, guides, Kohl's. Whoops. Yes, that's the right one. Okay, so I want to show you this picture right here. This is how Kohl's coupon stacking works. Now, what's crazy about this sale is because this sale does not count as a % off sale. This sale counts as the base price. It changes the base price. So let's pull up a calculator here. Let's pretend that we go to Kohl's and we go to the clearance bra area. Now, this is great for beginners because most bras, there's going to be some brands that are gated, but there's so many brands of bras that are ungated for people or very easy to ungate. Things like Olga, it should be completely open to you. Usually Maidenform is completely open to you, all right? If you go there and I'm going to use some simple numbers just for the sake of easier mental math. Let's just pretend that they are selling a bra and the MSRP for that bra says $100 on it, okay? The Kohl's clearance stickers will usually be between like 30, 40% and 70% as the highest that they'll usually go, okay? Let's pretend that you get the crazy, like you find some clearance stuff and it's 70% off, okay? So 70% of 100, we times that by 0.3. That's how you get 70%. So this bra now costs 30 bucks. Yeah, maybe we'll do that next Golden Market. So this bra now costs 30, but the MSRP says 100, but our cost is 30. But wait, there's more. We get 50% off of clearance. So it's half of that. We're now at 15. But wait, there's more. Kohl's is running a Kohl's Cash event. So for every $10, or for every $50 that we spend, we will be making $10 of Kohl's Cash. Now, if we sort of consider this on the front end, you can kind of consider that as a 20% roughly. It's not perfect, but it's roughly 20% that you're getting back. So I'm going to take that. I'll take another 20% off. Okay. Now we can take this a little bit further. If you're a beginner and you have never opened a Kohl's charge card, this is the best time ever that you could ever open a Kohl's charge card, is during one of these events where there's not a coupon code, because right now there's no coupon codes running. There's no like 20% off, 30% off, things like that. They have like 20% off of toys, but besides for that, there's no coupons. The reason why I'm saying this is the best time is because when you apply to get a Kohl's charge card, when you get approved for it, depending on your store, they will either give you a 35% coupon, or we had people in sourcing camp this week that were getting 40% off coupons. So we're going to take this. We're going to take another 40% off of it if you apply for this Kohl's charge card. But wait, there's more. I want you to watch this. We're going to go to cardbear.com. We're going to look up discount. Oh, there it is, right on the homepage. Discount gift cards. We can buy discount gift cards at 16.5% off. So we're going to take another 16.5% off of this. So that is 80. Am I doing my mental math right? 0.855, I think is, I might have gone the wrong direction with my mental math, but we're very close to doing it correctly. So all of this to say is this bra, where the MSRP is $100, we just bought it for $6. Realistically, what are you going to run into? Well, most bras have an MSRP of $42. So 42, you're going to take 70% off of that. And then you're going to take 20% off of that. Then we're going to take 40% off of that. Then we're going to take 18% off of that. You're looking at about $5 roughly per bra. At that point, like bras on Amazon, like Olga bras and stuff like that, even when they tank in price, they really only tank down to like 16 is pretty much the lowest you'll see these go. Even at $16, you should still be making 100% ROI. Like, this is insane. This is cheaper than it costs them to make the bra. Kohl's is losing money. They just want it out because they would rather get $5 from you than $0. Like, it's wild how cheap you can get these. So when it gets to this point, you're no longer looking at like profitability. You can pretty much assume that everything you touch is profitable. The only thing you have to check is, does it exist on Amazon, and is it selling, and are you allowed to sell it? Okay. And if you're gated, click apply on everything. Just click apply. Okay. So that tip alone, I'm going to write it here. That tip alone, go to Kohl's in store and watch the video. Okay. So that tip alone, you should, if you go to Kohl's tomorrow and you don't spend like $100 on bras that are flippable, those $100 of bras at Kohl's easily will get you 100% ROI. You should be looking more at like 200-300% ROI with those. Okay. But let's just say you're a brand new beginner. You don't have a whole lot of experience. You have a lot of restrictions, a lot of that stuff. Let's say you buy 100 crappy bras and you only get 100% ROI. I think that like the worst of the worst person can go to any Kohl's in the country and make $100 of profit tomorrow. I think that is like 100% reasonable. And I only gave you the example for bras. you can do other things. Like you can go to pants. You can look for go to the pants section, look for Gloria Vanderbilt pants in the women's pants. If you go to the men's pants section, look for Haggar, Haggar. If you go to you can go to toys section, and then if you go to toys, it's still 50% off, and you also can stack this 10 off of 50 on top of everything else that you just did. Okay, like it's wild, this sale that's going on. If you have not been to Kohl's this week, this is a drop everything that you're doing and go to Kohl's kind of an event. Don't, like, if you're like, okay, tomorrow I'm thinking about, I might do some OA, I might do some whatever. No, stop if you're doing anything else for your Amazon business, stop it, go to Kohl's. This is like not optional. There is so much easy money to be made here. Okay. Ooh, Randy's got another lead for us. Let's pull this up. All right. We're going to start a new Amazon tab here. So amazon.com/dp/ this ASIN. So Randy says you can buy the, let's see, 3566 for the 12 pack. So yeah, he must be, I have to not be logged into my business account. That's the only explanation here. I can't redo all of that while I'm on video, but that's the only thing that makes sense. All right, Randy says that we can get this for $35.66 for a 12 pack. So it's a little bit less than $3 a unit. And then we are going to sell it for, let's see what the single pack listing is. All right. So yeah, if we're buying this here, it's about $3 a bottle. We can do all the actual math over here and then sell it over here. But I wonder if they also have the raspberry available. Raspberry, just a little bit more. Do you get the same discounts on the raspberry one? Let me know. All right, so you said 35.66 divided by 12. Perfect. $1.60 or 54% ROI. Something like this. You can't get returns on this because it's a grocery product. So yeah, that's another phenomenal one. What kind of sales velocity? Really good sales velocity here. Yeah, I like that. Sometimes it's a little bit cheaper. Sometimes it's closer to the 9. You're not going to be profitable there, but sometimes it goes up to 15. So I think you could kind of wait out some of these lower periods and sell it during some of the higher periods. And it looks like we're kind of entering a higher period. Last year, like May, June, July is sort of when it started to rise. So yeah, I like that. If I were to flip this myself, well, let's say you buy this, so you get 12 of them. All right, so we take $1.60 times 12. That's what is that? Like about 20 bucks. I'm gonna share this one. Buy the 12, sell the 1. We'll make about 20 bucks on that one. That's a great. I don't know if you guys realize like how these are gold. What Randy is sharing here. I wasn't gonna go that deep on this video. I like to buy those things myself, because these are replenishable products. These are not like most of these other things that I've been showing. It's like, all right, a couple of you can get a couple units, boom, then it's done, back to normal price, 1 and done. The things that Randy has been sharing, these are forever things. So like, yeah, this might make you 15 bucks once, but this, if you sold 20 of these, if you sold 12 of these every month, you make 20 bucks a month, and you do that for a year. Well, now this lead is worth $240. This lead, actually, I think this was also, there was 12 units in there as well. So 12 times 2.5 profit, 30 bucks. Let's say you just sell that much per month. All right, times 12 months. This is now like a $360 lead. Okay, so that's why I'm saying these are gold. The stuff that I shared, these are good. Randy just went above and beyond. That's pretty well. Wanted to find something to help cover the cost. Personally, I would buy those year round, over and over and over. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, these are, people don't share their replens. Randy just shared some replens with you guys. I appreciate that, Randy. But yeah, two of these would cover the cost of the entire camp. If you consistently did this over the course of a year, you're set. And what's cool, like, I can say that all I want, but this is how Randy built his business. He built his business doing these sort of like deconstruction bundles where he's selling things. Some people are like, oh, how do you build a business making $2 profit on stuff? Ask Randy, because he does a lot of this. These deconstruction bundles where he has a ton of these replens where they're like, they might be low dollar amount replens, but he doesn't ever have to think about it again. It's just like a click of a button once a month. Check your stock. How many do I need this month? Oh, I need 150. Boom, order 150, done, move on. So it takes him like 5 minutes to replenish this, and he's got this huge pipeline. So we know that it worked because Randy's literally here sharing how he makes his business. He has, I don't remember if you're selling 6 figures or 7 figures a year, if it's high 6 figures or low 7s. But this is all he does. He's got a big family. Randy, I think you just had, was it your 6th kid or 5th kid? You got a lot of kids, and you just had another one at the last sourcing camp. But yeah, this is his full-time thing. This is the only thing he does. 1.1 million in sales. Thank you. So 1.1 million for the year, and it's on things like this. So yeah, like we know that this works. This is how he's built his business. This is these two. I'm gonna highlight these so that people know. I'm gonna highlight them gold because these are gold right there. All right, I'll highlight this one too. This is green. There's a lot of money to be made here at Kohl's. All right. Okay, now let's baby number 6. All right, I had it right. I think I said 6. All right, let's do some other OA stuff. I've still got a little bit of time, and we've still got people watching. Let me, real quick, let me just remind you guys, if you haven't yet signed up for Sourcing Camp, there's a QR code right up there. I'm doing this because I want to help you guys pay for Sourcing Camp. So if you're like, I don't have enough money, well, here's a bunch of leads. All you have to do is just take action on this. You don't, even if you learned nothing tonight, you could have the most stubbornest bullheadedness, like, this is all stupid. You could think this is all stupid. All you have to do is go do it. Continue to think that I'm stupid, and you'll make just like a single order of all the stuff here. You'll make $599, okay? So I'm gonna put a link here to Sourcing Camp over on YouTube. I'll put a link, where's the Facebook one? I'll put a link over here on Facebook. All right, or there's the QR code right there above my head. And Sourcing Camp, it's like this on steroids, and it's like this with lots of other stuff. So like Randy's been here in chat sharing some stuff. Randy's coming on for multiple videos where he's gonna be talking about this kind of thing. And we've got so many other, there's 15 other successful 6, 7, and 8 figure sellers that are coming in to share with us. Here's how I built my business. Here's how I source. Come watch me source. Let me source for you. It's crazy how open these people are. I mean, it's a private setting. And like, I mean, I'm paying them for their time. So it's like everyone is sort of winning. They're not just giving this away for free on YouTube. It's why you don't see this kind of thing for free on YouTube. It's too valuable. But because this is tight knit, the people here, not only, so like Randy, for example, Randy's just shared a bunch of awesome stuff, but Randy will also likely watch a number of the videos in Sourcing Camp from the other counselors. And so like he's getting value from them. We always have group chats going on as well, people bouncing ideas off each other. So like, even if you're already a 6, 7 figure seller, you're like, oh yeah, I've already done, I know what Nate does, whatever, that's cool, whatever. Like there's one tip done at scale is worth so much money. Yes, Cardbear, someone was asking about the gift card thing, cardbear.com, where it will, it'll compare different gift card websites, and then it'll actually even track historically where we're at. So like I'll click on Kohl's right here because we were just looking at that. It'll track historically what you can get Kohl's gift cards for, and you can even get an email like, oh, okay, if it's 17%, that's my desired number right there, send it to my email, okay? So you can see usually it's about 9-10% is about the average, but right now we're high. 16.5% is quite good. So it's times like this where you might consider stocking up. That's something we talk about in sourcing camp, but stock up when the times are good. And then when the times are not so good, you are buying it cheaper than all of your competition because you've manufactured this extra 16.5% margin into your business. Okay. All right. Let's switch gears. Let's do some actual online arbitrage. I saw someone mention Nepeto earlier over on the YouTube chat. So let's open up some Nepeto and see what we can find in here. If you've never used this, it's a phenomenal tool. It's so easy to use. It's such a beginner-friendly tool. You just log into Nepeto, click on this big giant one that has the star and the green that says most recommended. Just start there, and you're good to go. Any good sites good for coupons for stores? Coupons are a little bit tricky because they're so store specific. There's not going to be like a singular website that just lists coupons for every store because there's just it's too many. But what I like to do is I'll use like SalesGazer or a similar email aggregator. It's free. Chris Grant made it. Where it's basically you just get sent junk mail, but instead of to your own email, you send it to SalesGazer. Or set up your own extra email. Like if my email is Nate@HustleBuddies, then I could do like Nate dot or dash junkmail@gmail, and that'll still go to the same email, and then I can categorize that within my email carrier to then send all of those to like an archive, so it's not like filling up my regular inbox, and then I can go through that later and organize it, do whatever I want, or use something like SalesGazer, which is free. But yeah, that's how I like to look for coupons. I will usually, though, I'll say this, I usually look for coupons second. It's easier to look for high cashback and high gift card amounts first. And then once you find some good sites that have good cashback there, then I'll go in to find coupons. So I will sometimes look for coupons first, but more often than not, do you buy coupons ever? I do, yeah. You can go to eBay. I buy coupons, not like super frequently, but a couple times a quarter. I'll definitely buy coupons. Here, let me see. What kind of coupons we got on eBay right now? Fifth Third Bank bonus. Well, that's not really coupon. That's Chewy. There we go. $20 off your first order. So spend $2, get $20 off if you're buying something from Chewy. And Chewy has flippable stuff. So there you go. That is essentially, it's 20 off of that. That's like 35% off, 40% off. I guess I'm not sure exactly how to do that mental math. 40% off. Yeah. So you get a 40% off coupon for $2. Seems worth it to me. Home Depot, 10% off for $22. All right. That could be, if you're putting a large order in at Home Depot, this could definitely be worth your time, especially if you stack this. So this could be fun. All right. Let's go to Card Bear. Maybe, you know what? Here, okay, Home Depot, we got 12% that we can use discount gift cards. Then we can buy a 10% off coupon. Now, in Nepeto, Home Depot. Let's see if anything pops up in Home Depot, because then we can stack all of this on top of everything else. And maybe also, all right, I'll just pull up these nails, for example. Sometimes we'll have good cash back as well. So let's check this. What kind of cashback offers do we have right now? Up to 12%. Now it's specific. It's like home decor, furniture, kitchenware, table. It is a little bit specific. All of the purchases are 1%. So if you're within one of those categories, massive, because we're getting 10% off, plus we're getting, was it 12%? 12% off there. Plus we're getting 12% back here. That's a lot of stacks. This one, we'll just use this as our example and see if we can sort of manufacture enough profit to make this worthwhile. So SPACs, 8 by 1 1/4, 8 by 1 1/4. Okay, looks good, looks good. I'm pretty confident that that's a match. Nepeto's usually pretty good about matching. Every once in a while there'll be a mismatch, but it's rare. Okay, so our buy cost here is going to start at 11. Oh, shoot, I'm not sharing my screen. I did it again. There's always one time that I do this. All right. I don't think I've shown anything besides for, all right, there's the 12% there. There's our coupon from eBay. Here's our item here. Here's Nepetto here. Okay, we're all back. We're caught up. Okay, so 1148. Then we're getting this 10% coupon from eBay. So let's take 10% off the top. We're buying this with a 12% off gift card. We'll take another 12% off the top. If this applies, and I don't think it does, it's a fastener. So we just get 1% off for everything else, which is about $9. All right, now if we go back here, $9 there. Boom, perfect. There's a lead for us. It hits all the parameters. All we had to do was stack those extra things. Okay, so let's right there. Perfect. All right. Moving right along. Yeah, I mean, it sells some. It's not like a crazy fast seller, but it sells some. Sells enough that I'd list a couple. All right, this one, that's a little bit slower. Price is kind of dropping, so I don't like that one as much. This one, the price is rising, which could be nice. And it looks kind of small. I like smaller and lighter things usually. Let me see. Look for, oh yeah, that's a great tip, Randy. For coupons, look for Facebook groups. So Kohl's is a great example. Join a couple Kohl's couponing groups. And then when there's those like big, where they send out unique codes and like, did you get 20%? Did you get 30%? It's like the mystery scratch off thing. Just ask in there like, hey, anybody have a 40% coupon that I can buy off you? And people are happy to, oftentimes they'll just share it with you, but you can buy them for like $2 to $5 usually. And eBay's, they have cracked down. You can still get some, but yeah. Facebook groups are great for that. If I buy a gift card from Cardbear and want to use it to purchase from Kohl's, so you don't actually purchase it from Cardbear. You actually purchase it. I'll show you this Kohl's link. They're then linking to other websites. So like this, it's showing here's all the different places that you can buy the gift cards from. So let's say you use arbitrage card. This is actually arbitrage card is actually a site by an Amazon seller. It's an Amazon seller who saw a need in the market and they made this website. Okay, so you can go here. And there's the 16.5% off one. Now it's only $10. So it's going to get a little tricky because you can't just keep using infinite, like you can't make a $1,000 purchase with $110 gift cards. It doesn't work like that. Okay. So if you're making a large purchase, you'll probably have to do this, in which case you're only getting 11% off, but hey, that's still good. It's not nothing, but it's not quite 16. You can get 16 if you're doing a smaller purchase. All right. But yeah, you buy it from here. And then you can use that both in store and online. You get it, it's sent to your email. You have the code. They just, if you're in store, they just scan your phone. There's the gift card. Boom, done. Same online. There's a little section for inputting your gift card. So yeah. Oh yeah, and you can do tax exempt at Home Depot. That's a good point. And yeah, Randy is sharing all the secret Home Depot and Lowe's tips. You can go to, so like we're looking online here. You can bundle a bunch of stuff together and then make a quote or request a quote. Like kind of let it sit in your cart for a couple days. And then they will often, you can either do this in store and just say like, hey, I'm trying to get all this stuff. And make them an offer right there, or have them give you an offer. Hey, what's up, Tony? Or online, put together a quote cart, let it sit in your cart, and they will often email you about it to try to get you to buy it. Okay. So yeah, that's another fantastic point. So let's just pretend that we can get another, no, I've texted me, hang on a second. Oh, good. I might need to go. We'll see what that's about. But yeah, let's just say you put one of these quote cards together and you get an extra like 5% off. I think that's reasonable. You do it in the app. All right. So if you get an additional 5% off of that, so multiply that by 0.95, even better. All right. So yeah, this is phenomenal. Now, all those things always stack on top of each other. So now we're looking at this drill. Okay, 136.15. Quite a bit more up here. It's a kind of a slower seller, but this is a big ticket item. If you sell one of these, it's the same as selling like 100 of those nails. All right. Our buy cost, let me do this in a calculator because there's going to be a couple different steps here. All right, so 136.15. We are going to first 10% off the top from a coupon. Next, let's just say that we get a quote for this and we get it 5% off. I think that's very reasonable. Usually it's more than that, right, Randy? But let's just say you get it 5% off. It's reasonable. Then we get one of those gift cards. I think it was 11% off. All right. So our real cost out the door is more like 103.60. 103.60. Big friggin' money. $66 of profit for every single one of those that you sell. This has consistent sales. In fact, the price is kind of trending upwards, which I like. Yeah, that's a great one. I like it a lot. And another cool thing, so like, all right, we're using Geppetto here. There's probably not a whole lot of people. There's probably not a whole lot of people that have seen that exact product on Geppetto, but even the few that did see it, they probably looked at it and saw like, 23%, that's not worth my time, skip, and they went on to the next one. But because we're stacking our knowledge, we're stacking our information, we know like, okay, this isn't actually 23% ROI. It's actually, what was it, like 60% ROI, right? After we did all that math? Yeah, 63% ROI after we did all of the math. So it's because we know how to work all of these coupons and things like that, okay? Randy says, with Lowe's Pro, as you buy more and more and move up their reward systems, you can get anywhere from 1 to 5% back, plus free drinks, snacks, tools, etc. I've gotten 25% off before when I was purchasing 100 units. I was shocked. You can actually respond back and say, my customer needs this price, and ask for it even lower. Yeah, like it's crazy what you can do if you build relationships with these stores, if you get close to some managers, if you understand these little tricks, these little nuances, like what Randy was sharing. Yeah, I mean, I haven't flipped much from Lowe's or Home Depot in a while. I totally forgot about this quote thing. I think I've done that maybe once or twice in my life, and it was in store. I don't think I've ever used the app for that. But like, this is what I'm talking about every time. I go to camp every time with Randy, and we run successful business. I learn a lot of tricks. I don't think I'd ever heard that use the app, fill your cart, and then let it sit there, and then you can get 25% off doing that. Like, that's crazy. All right? And that's off of pretty much everything. I mean, maybe not completely, maybe, okay, sure. If you're trying to buy like $100,000 of DeWalt tools, yeah, they're probably not going to give you 25% off a bunch of name brand DeWalt power tools, but that's so much stuff it works for. So like all of these, like, yeah, that says 12%. I don't like that just because the price is historically kind of lower. Let me find one where it's got a more stable. I'm looking for something stable. And maybe this one. Why is this selling? Who the heck is, how is this selling so much on Amazon? What? This has a shocking amount of reviews for a gas nozzle. Huh. I wonder if I can do an AIP video for this. That'd be very funny. All right, so historically 280, 310. Right now it's kind of low at 209. What is our what's our buy cost here? Randy said it's special quote area. Yeah, we can, you should make a post about that. Like maybe take some like screenshots or something on your phone just so people know where to go. Come up with like just a short little guide or something like that. I think that'd be huge. All right, so 161, 67, 10% off the top. Let's say we get 5% from a quote. Let's say we've got 11, oops, no, hang on, 138.22 was our last step there. We get 11% from the discount gift card, so it's 0.89. Oh gosh, dang it, I did it again. 0.89, there we go. All right, so our cost, realistically, it's more like 123. All right, so let's go in here. 123, boom, beautiful. Yeah, that's another great one. And these are only great because we're stacking all those discounts, all right? So normally this does not have a very, people, like if you, or a virtual assistant, or a tool like Nepeto or Tactical, whatever you're using, if you see this, I'm usually passing on that. But because we know all of these little tricks, and we know, okay, today I can stack this with this, with this, with this, with this. Yeah, you can put all these things together, get something bigger, all right? Now, Randy, question for you. Do you know if you can use a coupon on top of your quote? Because now that I'm thinking about that, I don't actually think that you can stack those. But I do think that you can get your quote cheaper. Yeah, like I was estimating a 5% quote and the coupon is for 10%. My guess is that they'll pretty much always give you a 10% off quote as sort of a baseline, because I'm sure that they've built that into their margin since that 10% coupon is pretty much always available. So yeah, you should be able to get a minimum of 10% and it probably goes up from there. So like 10, 15% is probably often what you're looking at. But yeah, it sounds like it goes up to 25. All right. Sweet. Let me see any questions or anything that I can answer. We'll take a look. It might be, ooh, my rental's roof might be leaking. That would not be good. Yeah, I might have to go here in a couple minutes and try to take care of that, but we'll see. Let me see. If you use a gift card, does that mean you do not get money back from sites like Rakuten and those kinds of sites? No, you still do. So, Goldmark, how it works is, how do I show this? All right, let's see if this works. The sign in. I just want a place where I can draw. Maybe I'll use paint. Yeah, let's go old school here. Okay, so you've got your order, okay? Well, and it says your total, like you've got all these coupons, like, oh, minus 30% and minus this, that, and the other, and your order was like $100, minus 30%, and so coupon, it says your total after taxes and shipping and all that stuff, it says you owe them $70, okay? This is what you get your cash back from places like Rakuten, because you paid that website $70. So Rakuten will give you, like, let's say you used a 2% Rakuten or something like that. 2% from Rak, all right? It's coming off of this. Now, how are you paying for this? Well, you're paying for this with the gift card. Now, you probably got that gift card for, like, you probably have a $70 gift card, but you probably paid 15% less than that. So $59.50 is what you bought your gift card for. So this is how much you bought the gift card for. You're getting 2% back on 70, not on $59.50, because 70 is your purchase cost. So that's sort of how the stacking works with using things like cashback and also using gift cards. Um, I was in a group that posted Home Depot clearance deals. They said they returned a full price item at a clearance store and repurchased at clearance price. I'm curious if that's true. I mean, I could believe that. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I don't know. Like I try hard to build relationships with managers as sort of like a one-off thing. Sure, it's a little fun, a little gimmicky. Sure, you can make maybe, I don't know, 50 bucks or something doing that like one time. It's not something that you could consistently do because they're gonna like catch you and be like, hey, you can't do that anymore. And it kind of is gonna ruin the relationship with the manager of that clearance store. So I think that my relationship with that manager, like it's shocking to people. Yeah, it's definitely hard to scale because you can't consistently do that. And what's much easier to scale is instead of going to that store and returning full price stuff and then rebuying it on clearance, which sure, maybe it worked. What's going to be much more scalable is go to that store, and you said a clearance Home Depot store. I am unfamiliar with this, but that perked my ears right up. I'm interested, and I'm going to be Googling that tonight. But what would get you a lot better deals, what I've done at other clearance stores, go in there with a box of donuts and a box of pizza. Go to the manager, say, hey, I got this for you guys. Do you want to put this in your break room? They're like, what are you talking about? It's like, oh yeah, well, I'm a bulk buyer. I go around and buy a lot of stores. I know sometimes it's kind of a pain to check me out because I'll buy so much stuff. So I wanted to just preemptively, like, here you go. It works a little bit better if you have some camaraderie already. Like you've introduced yourself to the manager and you can sort of tell him, yeah, like I'm a bulk buyer. Is there stuff that you're trying to clear out? And then usually like the second or third visit, I'll come with donuts and stuff like that when they clear stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Now I know what you're talking about, Tony. I was like, Home Depot clearance store. What have I been missing? Yeah, when it's like a clearance that is store specific. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I know that you can do that. There's a lot of like little loopholes that you can do at a consumer level that you can't really do at like a scalable seller level. Like I know at a consumer level, they will often run deals where it's like, buy this battery, get the tool for free. And so your receipt will show the battery cost of like 80 bucks and the tool cost of $0. And then you can go and you can return the battery and get your $80 back and keep the tool that was $0. And then you can do that again and again and again. So like I've got a neighbor who has every single tool. I forget if it was DeWalt or one of the other brands, but he has every single tool in their line that works with this battery because he just kept going back and returning them. So you can do that at a consumer level. It kind of ruins your relationship with the manager. It's a little sneaky. You're definitely working in a gray area, and it's hard to scale that stuff up, especially if you get asked for a receipt and you're like, oh, well, I have this receipt, but it says I returned the item. It gets a little dicey there, but there's lots of ways to sort of work the system. I think that there's a difference between like working the system though and building a relationship with a manager. And I find that building relationships, because then like I'll get texts when they do these big clearance events. Like I'll get a text from managers like, hey, we're trying to clear out all these XYZ branded stuff on this shelf. I'll be like, hey, can you take a picture of the shelf? Just send it to me. Yeah, click. And he's like, okay, store opens at 7. It's like, hey, listen, I can come in at 6:30 and I can clear all that stuff out for you. Like, I'll do my own thing. You don't have to worry about me. We can just do my own line. So I'm not in your way and I'm not in anybody else's way. It's like, oh yeah, sure, come on in at 6:30. That happens to me a lot. Or they'll bring me to the back warehouse. That happens a lot, especially at like clothing stores. They'll be like, oh yeah, go ahead in the back. Just look at this shelf. Look at this shelf. Anything here is 10. Anything there is 12. Load up as much as you want. It's like, sweet. So that happens because I build relationships with managers. Definitely putting the hustle. Yeah, there's lots of ways that you can hustle. I want people to hustle legitimately, and I want it to be like scalable. So sure, like yeah, you can return tools and return batteries, and you can kind of get around stuff like that. That's more of like a fun thing to do with your neighbors, not necessarily a way to build a business, if that makes sense. Let me see. Renee on Facebook. Do we get access to the recordings from the older sourcing camp when we purchase access to the new sourcing camp? No, you do not. I will often pull over some of the old guides. Not every, so like the last sourcing camp was for Q4. So there was some stuff that's like, it's specific to the fourth quarter. So there was guides that were written specifically for that. So I'm not pulling everything over, but stuff that like stuck out to me is like, oh, that's big. Oh, that's applicable. Oh, that's important. I'll pull over the guides. I don't pull over any of the old videos. Again, I mean, people come to multiple camps. You could just kind of like wait. And then like 3 years down the road, like, okay, I'm going to purchase this camp and then I'll get all the old camps. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. But we do bring over the guides from older camps. Home Depot uses liquidation.com, but I wouldn't buy any of that for, yes, I agree. Yeah, for sure. All right. I think we've been going at this for about 2 hours. Let me check. I think, unfortunately, my rental has a leak in the roof, and we've got a renter over there. So I think I need to help my wife fix that. And we've been on here for 2 hours. We have definitely hit our goal. I wanted to make you guys enough money to pay for camp, and we've almost doubled that. We got pretty close here. Just doing a couple, maybe here. Let me find one more because we're not quite at 9 o'clock. Let me stay on for 8 more minutes. I'll do a couple more minutes. I'm signing off at 8. Let's see. Let's find something else that's steady and consistent. All right, that one looks steady, consistent. Randy, what would you say your average quote discount is? Oh, he's signing off. He's got to get the kids to bed. I'm going to say his average quote was 10%. Home Discount Warehouse is 50% off Home Depot prices. I would be very careful with a store called Home Discount Warehouse. That sounds like a liquidation store. You can't really flip that stuff on Amazon because they're not going to have a good paper trail. It's going to say like fan, $20 on your receipt. It's not going to say Kohl, Purist, Knob, Hook, Fan, UPC, blah, 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 blah. Like it's not going to have all of that info on it. It's probably not going to be itemized. The stuff that you're buying is liquidation, so it probably came off like the scratch and dent lot. Personally, I wouldn't risk my account with something like that. If I'm incorrect, if that's like a legitimate retail store and I just don't recognize the name of it, then carry on. But the name Home Discount Warehouse, to me, it sounds like a liquidation store. They're all open box. Yeah, you can't sell that stuff on Amazon. You can sell it on eBay, but yeah, open box stuff is a no-go. You can like list it as used, but there's not really much of a point there, in my opinion. Okay, let's see. Our cost here, 60. Run some math. Okay, 60. We're getting 10% from the coupon. Let's say we get 10% from a, I'm kind of consolidating things, 10% from a quote, and 11% from a gift card. So our actual price is about 43 and some change. So we'll go in here, 43, plenty of money there. All right, boom, boom, boom. You see how we do that? You see how, like, we're not doing anything crazy. Everyone here can do this. This is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. And this is just if you're buying like one unit of it. If you buy more units, you can get even more. And this is just like a starting point. You don't have to necessarily flip the exact stuff that I listed. Heck, I mean, it's even better if you work off of this list. Use this as a starting point, and look for similar things. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Randy says 10 to 15% is kind of the average. Renee says she's literally getting the, yeah. Always make sure that you are, so if you're a beginner, always make sure that you are ungated. Don't just buy stuff blindly. Always, 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 you see this thing right over here. Always do your own research. Always double check everything here. I might have missed things. This is a live video. I might have missed things. You could be gated in things, so don't just go in blindly. Always make sure that you're ungated, and just do a quick double check. Is the product matching up? You don't have to worry about that with the A to A flips, but is the product matching up for these OA flips? Can you get those same coupons and all the stuff that we talked about? Do all of the due process that everything is due, and go from there. But yeah, I mean, this is how you make money on Amazon. All right, let's pull this one up. All right, 127. Randy said 10 to 15. I'll underestimate. Let's go with 10%. All right. And then it was 11. Shoot, whoops. For the gift card, 101. Yeah. All right, let's go with that. 10. Oh wait, what? Did the price just drop on this? Used like new, that's why. The new offers. So it's given the buy box to the used offer. That's a newer change. That didn't used to happen. Yeah, 195. Okay. So we were 102, right? 101. 101.7. Yeah, that's kind of right on the cusp. I don't love it. So I think I'm going to move on from that one. This one looks kind of interesting. I think this will probably be the last one. If this is good, this will probably be the last one. Exit some windows here. All right. So 1797. Say we get a quote for 10% off. Discount gift card for 11% off. We're getting a cash back of like 1% because it's not furniture or anything. So our cost is $14.25. $14.25 looks good. It's selling a little bit slower, so it's like maybe a sale per week. Back in January, it was a couple sales a week. What are we looking at historically? Yeah, I mean, a couple sales a month, like 5 to 10 sales per month is kind of my estimation based on this Keepa chart. So it's not flying off the shelf, but you could pick up a handful and sell them over time. So yeah, all right, I like it. Little $8 of profit. I'll add this to our sheet if it wants to load. Hello? It's frozen. All right, we'll add this to our sheet and we'll get that squared away. All right. So this has been an evening sourcing with Nate. I hope you guys made some money. I hope you really, ideally, I want you to learn some things. It's not just like the money part. I want you to see how I did this so you can replicate it. That's the point of Sourcing Camp. We will give you the fish. We'll give you the leads. We'll give you the stuff that we're finding, and you can sell that stuff. So you'll pay for the camp with the camp. But the purpose is not to just give you $400 or $500 worth of profit. The purpose is to teach you, how did Nate just spend 2 hours on a live video talking through the whole, like, so this is wildly inefficient where I'm talking the whole time and I'm explaining things and I'm answering questions. Like, this was 2 hours and we got about $750 of profit. You can easily double that if you're not talking to a bunch of people on a live video and you're not trying to show your screen and share all the process. If you're just going through it yourself, this is how you build an Amazon. This is how you make $1,500, $2,000 a day finding stuff to flip. That's the people who are doing this full time. That's what they're doing. We're sitting down or going in store and we're putting in the time, we're putting in the grind, we're scanning products, we're creating our own margins. We're finding, it's like, okay, where can I get the discount gift cards? Where can I get the coupons? Where can I get the whatever, the quotes? We're stacking all of these things to give ourselves a competitive edge over our competitors. So when people are like, man, my competitors are selling it for this much, like, how could they be getting it for that? I know you can't get this for less than $17. It's like, well, I know that someone else probably can. Because yeah, there's always wiggle room. You can always work with managers. It's like, hey, can I get 10% off if I purchase like $1,000 of stuff? Yeah, sure, here you go. There's always ways to do that. So hopefully this taught you some things, made you some money. Sourcing Camp is in less than 24 hours. We are starting tomorrow. I believe it's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me get a link for you guys real fast. So we are starting tomorrow. Yeah, that's how you travel, pay for your vacations. Oh man, cash back with vacations. We've got some people talking about that. It's crazy because if you use Rakuten, for example, just a quick tip, you can exchange Rakuten for AMX points, and you can use AMX points to purchase flights. And it usually quintuples the value of your Rakuten cashback. So if you see cashback from Rakuten that says 10%, if you plan on traveling with that cashback money is worth about 40% or 50% sometimes, rather than 10%. Like, it is crazy. I know not just one person, I know multiple people who live like their full-time income is just points from credit cards. That's all. Like, you don't pay taxes on that either. It's wild. And so like they can sell stuff at a break-even cost. Like, I don't care if I make 0% ROI. Why? Well, because I got 10% back from Rakuten, and that's going to turn into this flight, which is really worth 50%. And so like, really, I'm making 50% ROI on everything that I'm breaking even on. So it's like, it's crazy. Yeah, Tony says he's going to write up a guide on that. I love it. It's crazy what you can do in this reselling industry. Once you know how to sort of stack your knowledge, the sky's the limit. So, and this is true. Even if Amazon goes away, let's say the sky is falling, okay, and you can't sell on Amazon in a year from now. Well, there's other platforms you can sell on, and so much of this information is applicable everywhere. Arbitrage, the concept of arbitrage, is never going away. It's been around since the biblical ages, okay? You buy a camel for 1 shekel in Jerusalem and you sell it for 2 shekels in Bethlehem. That's just how the world works. It's how Walmart works. It's how Target works. They're buying something for cheap from China or wherever else, and they're selling it to you for a little bit more at point B. It's all businesses. With points, Rakuten. So you can exchange, if you use Rakuten, you can turn Rakuten points into AMX points, and then through AMX, you can purchase travel with your AMX points. And usually when you're purchasing travel, they're worth double points. And so it's like you double the points and then you double the points again. Sometimes you can triple the points and then triple the points again. And so 10% back from Rakuten when used for travel can often be worth 40, 50, 60% of face value. So like, you spent $1,000, you get 10% back from Rakuten. Really, that 10% is worth like $500 of travel, okay? So you could probably fly to Florida and back, come visit me for a week for completely free for one single $1,000 flipping purchase. All right, that's it for me. I gotta go fix my house. I will see you lovely people tomorrow. Sourcing Camp is up there. If you're not signed up yet, sign up. The sooner you sign up, the more leads you get, because we're always sharing a bunch of leads. So sweet. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.